and gentlemen, welcome to the championship final of the Siddhartha Bank Nepal Premier League, powered by NCL. It's the SUDHURPASCHIM Royals taking on the JANAKPUR Bolts. And look at that for a turnout today as well. It's a packed house once again. And just as we speak about the fans, it's the grand entry of the teams that will be cheered for. Two teams have risen to the top, each driven by an unrelenting desire to claim the ultimate prize. And we all gather here for the one last time in NPL Season 1 to witness the culmination of months of dedication, perseverance and passion. 17 days of pulsating, exciting and entertaining cricket, which has witnessed 31 matches. And it now boils down to the epic clash, the Judgment Day, and the ultimate showdown, Hamro Jeet, with that incredible piece of silverware as the two teams walk out to line up for the national anthem. The Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium is a cauldron of noise, a kaleidoscope of color, and a sea of frenzied fans. And we are all set for a very, very special moment as well. The air is electric and the excitement is infectious. And I request each one of you all to rise up for the national anthem. The energy is contagious, the enthusiasm is unwavering, and the creativity is off the charts as well. This is cricket fandom at its finest. We are all set for the ultimate showdown, and just the right time to introduce and welcome my co-commentator as well. Sitting alongside me, Monali Patel. A very good afternoon, Monali.
Thank you so much, Mikhail, and a very good afternoon to you as well. It all boils down to this moment right here. The Nepal Premier League season number 1 has been quite a show, and the entire country has come to a standstill. They've come out in hordes, they've come out to support, and for one final time this year, they're going to come out and do it again. It's going to be a contest between these two sides. Both of them have been consistent at times. SUDHURPASCHIM Royals especially more consistent, but the Bulls, they look to try and upset the Royals today. The history not really on their side, as they've lost 2 games to the Royals in the past, and they want to try and change things around today. It's the SUDHURPASCHIM Royals who won the toss today, and they chose to have a bat first.
Yes, and you'd want to believe this is a good toss to win. What a player he's been for the side. Kugaline, Janakpur Bolts have not had the greatest of outings in their last couple of games, but they'll want to erase all of that. And that's what they'll be keen to do, is put up a very fine effort. You can still see a lot of people coming in. The stadium is filled to capacity by the fans here. And we're coming to you live for the one last time in Season 1 from the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. Look at that. NPL Season 1 is more than just a game. It's a celebration of life, of passion, and of Nepal fans. Every boundary, every wicket and every run is met with a deafening roar. These fans are living their best lives at the moment, Monali.
Yeah, most definitely are. And that man on screen, Jimmy Neesham, he has been a star performer, especially with the bat for the Bulls. And he will be required today, you'd assume. And something tells me the fans, we talk about them and we talk about their support, and they're really going to miss the Nepal Premier League after today. They have to wait a whole year for it to come back.
I was just speaking to a couple of fans and they did tell me, sir, we don't know what to do after this. Well, I'll tell you what, this man's been in the thick of things. Started off as a middle order bat. He's got a 50 to his credit. One of the few batters, 4 batters for SUDHURPASCHIM Royals to register the 50 in this tournament. 90 against the Lumbini Lions, but the strike rate very impressive as an opening batter, 130. Very dangerous left-handed batter. And the senior pro, 34-year-old Binod Bhandari, fresh from a 50 in that last game. How well has he got into the groove for the SUDHURPASCHIM Royals? A couple of 30s, a best of 58 against the JANAKPUR Bowls in qualifier 1. Walked away with the player of the match. And this is a very strong, formidable opening pair for the Royals.
And that's what makes them so lethal, the Royals. The consistency up at the top. For the Bolts, it's going to be Harsh Thakur to start things off. A best of 5 for 23. He's picked up 11 wickets. He's been impressive. The young'un from Canada. I'm sure the nerves are coming into play. It's a big game. The crowd's roaring. Here we go. It's time for the action to start.
Play is the call. And here we are for the ultimate showdown. Yeah, immediate runs. Yeah, full ball. Off the mark is Zeb. And so are the Royals as well. With a single down to long off. Wow. This is really, really incredible atmosphere we're witnessing at the TU Stadium.
Incredible atmosphere. You said it was infectious, and yes, it absolutely is, but it also brings a bit of nerves into the players. A lot of eyes on them. And something tells me the team that holds their nerves the best is going to come out on top of this today.
Indeed, deep square leg and a long gone. 2 fielders in the deep for the off spinner. Yeah, he means business. He goes over the infield, clears it as well. Will get a couple of runs. And look at the chants and cheers in the stadium as well. It's a boisterous crowd, and the boys in yellow have incredible support here.
Well, intentions made very clear. And we talk about intent. There it is. A bit tossed up. And he's throwing his bat at it, Binod Bhandari. He didn't have the most control on it, but he's off the mark. And it's signs of things to come.
No protection in the deep on the offside. This time goes with a big heave. And he'll go the distance as well. In only the 3rd delivery of the innings, the Royals get a maximum. That's the Siddharth Bank 6. And Binod Bhandari is making intentions very clear.
Just a bit too full this time from Harsh Thakur. It allows Binod Bhandari to get down on that one knee. And that's the first Siddhartha Bank maximum. Had Mohsin in the deep, but he picked the gap perfectly.
This one straighter. And protection in the deep there, long gone, has been kept busy for a while. But that's a very good approach and great execution as well of plans over here by the Royals. Winning the toss, batting first. The message is clear, Monali.
Yeah, and I like what I just see there. Quick communication between the two batters. They want to make sure that they still hold it together. It's 10 runs off the first 4 deliveries.
Quick single towards Miran. Wonderful running, good calling. And I reckon the discussion was about that. We've got the runs on the board, Zeb. I'm going after the off spinner. You just play it around.
And communication key. We've seen so many runouts throughout the NPL. You want to make sure you communicate with your batting partner out in the middle. But it clearly seems that Binod Bhandari is going to be the aggressor here.
This one's right out of the screws and into the side screen as well. What a start by the Royals. And Binod Bhandari is breathing fire with a bat. They accumulate 17 in the first over. What atmosphere, what a start, what a toss to win. Look at that for the Royals, the bat deep. They go to Kugaline, who can get the big hits as well. Naren Saud has shown promise with the bat, but it's the bowlers in the end that will come in handy when they come out to defend the target. But Macmillan, Dipendra, Ishan, Arif, Harmeet, it's a never-ending batting lineup for a side that has won the toss and decided to bat first in a big final. And what a start they've had. Rollicking, 17 for no loss, 2 sixes in the last over. Harsh Thakur going for runs as Nisham has been drafted. Well, he's been their go-to man for Asif Sheikh, beg your pardon. Driven. He's looking good and he's happy getting to the other end.
It's a good length to start from Jimmy Neesham, though. Afghanistan. Alongside Rashid Riaz. Currently going to square leg.
Yeah, he'll have to do a bit of running. And there is Mr. Bodhi Pradhan. Yes, we saw the wave. Very good afternoon to you, Mr. Pradhan. And umpiring has been spot on cue in this tournament. Meanwhile, it's going to be Bhandari facing up to Nisham. He's miscued this one. And it falls safe as well. He's taking his chances here, Binod Bhandari, but he's been sent out with a plan.
When sometimes you have to take those risks. They have a very solid batting lineup, the Royals. They want to maximize these power plays. We did mention it's going to be a high-scoring affair. The track is made for batting today. This one tried to go down the ground and he absolutely hammered it. It went all the way for the first few runs, as this is going to be more runs. 5 wides. They want to start better than this, the Bolts with the ball.
And the pressure will be felt for the fielding side. Drifting down leg. Not much could Milanta do behind the stumps. 5 wides. And in 8 deliveries, the Royals have already moved, or should I say raced, to 24. The Royals are unbeaten in their last 4 games. Beautifully driven. Work to do for the field and the deep. They're pushing for the second. And Zeb will get back as well. He's playing along the carpet and he's looking very elegant at the moment.
It's a good stroke. Jimmy Neesham bowling a hard length, but he waited on it. And it's a positive start. 26 already in just 1.3 overs. Dipendra Singh Airi, the skipper, he's going to be happy with the start. You could just see those wheels churning away in that brain, constantly analyzing.
Good single, good run, good calling, good response. And this is what you need with the boundaries, turn the strike around. Now they've beaten the JANAKPUR Bulls, as you mentioned, Monali, twice in their last 4 games.
Josh Tromp, cutie pie, would you like to go on a date with me? Well, I think Josh Tromp might have a date if he wants.
All I can ask him is, how's the Josh? And he'll say, hi, sir. Soft hands, sensible cricket.
The history doesn't favor the Bolts at the moment, but they want to try and change that today. 3rd time lucky is what they're saying. Anil Shah on screen with his broken arm, unfortunately out of the side. Poor timing with that broken arm, especially considering they're in the finals and they could have used that bat of his.
Yeah, you've got to have the method in. Here again, third up in the circle this time. Will not be allowed a single. It's been a very good passage of play so far for the Royals. Batting first, they are 28 after 2 overs. That's what the bowls look like. They go unchanged as well. But their batting needs to come good, particularly on top. That's what the bowls look like. They go unchanged as well. But their batting needs to come good, particularly on top. Milanta's form will be key. Kansakar has got promotions, look good in his 20s. Asif needs to strike. He's a quality batter. Thakur has done the job. It's been a niche and show more often than not in the latter half of the chase of the innings for the bowls. What a contest over here. As the go-to man, one of the best bowlers in Nepal, particularly the left-arm spinners that we talk about. The leading wicket taker, 16 wickets for him. Always been bowling in the power plays, and look at that economy and average as well. A best of 3 for 8. He's been the wicket-taking bowler. He'll be up against Vinod Bhandari. He's looking dangerous and destructive as well. Yeah, he'll take the big. Was that an opportunity? Was that an opportunity? I wonder what was the communication this time between the batters, but that was a very good chance. So close.
Having a bit hesitant between the wickets, these two. Notice the fielder was coming in. Vinod Bhandari, yes, no, sent back. I think he's the one who actually turned back.
No way. Yeah, he'll take the pace of the ball this time. Slightly more wider of Jimmy Neesham, and they'll fetch a single. Yeah, he'll take the pace of the ball this time. Slightly more wider of Jimmy Neesham.
Rajavanshi 2 for 22 in his 4 overs against the Yaks. You mentioned it, he's been very consistent. He's a wicket taker, but he had a tough game the last time he had played the Royals. In fact, most of their bowlers did. But he had a tough game the last time he had played the Royals. In fact, most of their bowlers did.
150
Long on. Actually, there's a mid-off and a deep mid-wicket. Long on. And a deep square leg.
out
And a deep mid-wicket. And a deep square leg.
This is very good running. Oh, this is a direct hit as well. And this will have to be referred upstairs. Has Zeb made it? They were slow to get onto the ball in the outfield, but a direct hit always gets everyone interested. This is going to be a very interesting call.
3 fielders in the deep on the leg side and very slow to get to this one. Should be in by quite a margin. Just needed to attack that ball a bit harder, and you could hear a loud call of throw. Get that ball into the keeper. Just needed to attack that ball a bit harder, and you could hear a loud call of
Not
out it is.
Get that ball into the keeper.
Yeah, you can sense a lot of support for the boys in yellow. SUDHURPASCHIM Royals come with their fair bit of army and entourage over here. The fans are on their feet, waving flags, banners and scarves. And it's a rainbow of loyalty and devotion for both the teams. That's what NPL Season 1 has been all about. Yeah, with the left-handed batter, the left-arm spinner, there's a deep mid-wicket and a deep square leg. You'd sense Zeb will fancy his chances. Nicely bowled.
Exceptionally bold. Saw Zeb coming down the track, fired it in. Followed him. Such a level of confidence that that man brings to his side. Dipender Singh Airi. Such a level of confidence that man brings to his side.
Sweeps. This deep square leg, he'll get a single. Sweeps. This deep square leg, he'll get a single.
More attacking this time. Sharmal in the deep. Picks up and gets the throw in. nice and quick. You got to remember, the Royals are quick between the wickets. The standards are set by their captain, Dipender Singh Airi. You fumble, they'll take the extra. You're slow on the ball, they'll take the extra.
You can sense the energy and the urgency here today for the Royals. Trying to make every ball count. Smartly done. You want to give respect to the bowler who's been in sublime form. This is a very fine over and a good start.
You want to give respect to the bowler who's been
For Rajbanshi only.
form. This is a very fine over and a good start for Rajbanshi only.
Yeah, this is how it is. It's quite a canvas, this stadium, an amphitheatre, and it turns into a bull ring when SUDHURPASCHIM Royals are playing in the middle. JANAKPUR bowls.
JANAKPUR bowls. Good
amount of support for them as well. Two of the best sides, formidable sides, tabletoppers in the league stage, and quite fittingly in the finals as well.
Yes.
Slow through the air, Harsh Tucker. Just get a sense that he's holding that ball. This time he gets some good revs on it.
Yeah, using the depth of the crease this time. Too close to cut, needs to be careful. We saw what Tucker did with Shikhar Dhawan a couple of matches ago in the league stages. The one that came in with the arm. That was almost through him. Wonderful bowling here.
It's an excellent start to Harsh Tucker's over. He's gone for 17. That first over, very expensive, but he's bowling to Zaib this time. Good revs.
And it's a change of ends for Tucker, and now he's bowling to the longer side of the boundary as well, to the right-handed batter. Maybe that would have also prompted the captain to bring him from the far end, and that's a good move. And the last part of the second over has been to the left-handed batter, helping him gain confidence as well. This is nicely bowled. Yeah, just a bit of frustration creeping in here for Zeb.
Just outside the line this time. Going at a bit of a slow strike rate, 9 off 14, and you sense that something's going to give this delivery. Surely can't be a maiden.
Brilliant comeback by Tucker. He bowls a maiden and keep things quiet just when things are running away from their grasp. It's 32 for Rollers. Keep things quiet just when things are running away from their grasp. It's 32 for Nolas. What a contest here. That's Mr. Lokesh Sharma, the MD of TCM, and Mr. Rahul Agarwal, the director of Siddhartha Bank. A big shout out to both these gentlemen for bringing about a special outing in NPL Season 1. Mr. Lokesh Sharma there, sipping on some water, MD of TCM. Wonderful to have you as well, sir. Very good afternoon. Wow, heavyweights and great work by TCM. Tell you what they put across. A carnival, a festival of the Himalayas. And we've seen some amazing work done by the TCM team all through.
Well, the dots are continuing to pile on here. This is the 7th dot in a row now, and it's been 19 deliveries since the last boundary. The Bolts are just starting to pull this back.
Yeah, you don't want to offer too much room. You don't want the bowl too full, because both these batters are already in top gear, walking into bat.
That's exactly what Lala Rajbanshi is doing, allowing for no room. That one came in sharply to the right-hander.
Yeah, just going with the arm. Ball it flatter, ball it quicker. Now you can see we've seen 9 dot deliveries.
Surely you just sense a release shot coming here. And you'll either find the boundary or you'll find the hands of a fielder.
The time since the last boundary, 22 deliveries. We've seen 10 dot
The time since the last boundary, 22 deliveries. We've seen 10 dot deliveries in a row between Thakur and Lalit Raj Banshi. What a comeback here by the bowls. This looks an even contest.
Wow.
Wow.
Momentum's a funny thing, isn't it? When it's going your way, you find those runs very easily, and then all of a sudden you have one quiet over and that momentum's lost. The last delivery. We've not seen a run come in all of the last over. And then now 5 deliveries in this one.
Wow, we've seen 2 maidens in a row. It was 28 after 2, it's 32 after 5. This has been a spectacular comeback by the bowls. It's 32 for no loss.
Much more like it. After 12 balls without a single run.
Much more like it.
Suddenly,
After 12 balls with not a single run, suddenly the Royals get going again. Flying start, 28 off 2. All of a sudden it was 32 off 5 as I welcome HD Ackerman.
Gee, they played those last 2 overs poorly. This is better. Long batting lineup. Got to take some risks inside this power play.
Just enough. Over the offside, Mahatso was right on the edge of the circle.
Just enough. Over the offside, Mahatso was right on the edge of the circle. But Zabe hits with the spin this time and makes it back-to-back boundaries.
Lovely shot, wasn't it? Little use of the feet, not quite at the pitch, but doesn't force it, just times it.
This won't be a boundary, but will be at least a single, won't be a couple.
This won't be a boundary, but will be at least a single, won't be a couple. I haven't even had time to catch my breath yet. HD, how are you? Very good afternoon to you.
Afternoon, Lenny, and afternoon to all those who have tuned into the broadcast. It's been quite amazing. Got off to an absolute flyer and then 2 poor overs with the bat. Granted, well bowled by Harsh Thakur and in particular Raj Banshi, but I thought that 2 Royals openers, they got caught up looking in one particular area, and when it wasn't there, then they couldn't score.
A day like today comes down to who holds their nerve, who plays.
So much of a day like today comes down to who holds their nerve, who plays
who handles the pressure.
Rather unbelievable atmosphere better. Who handles the pressure?
Good running.
I'll get a couple here. Good running. You know how many times I've been here, HD, but I can't really, well, certainly for any domestic cricket, remember anything like this. The number of requests for passes, for tickets, the appetite for people to try and get here and experience it with their families, with their kids. Quite remarkable. As that'll be 4 more, the third of the over. Thakur maybe being asked to bowl 1 too many in the power play.
This is clever. This is very clever by Vinod Bandari. Understands where the field is. There's a man at square leg, just in front of square. He knows if he can beat that man at short fine leg, he'll have 4.
This time goes finer because the man has come square. Doesn't quite get it as to how he would
This
like,
time
so he
goes
gets a
finer
single.
because the man
Ends
has
the
come
power play,
square.
belongs to
Doesn't
the
quite get
Royals.
it
The score
as
is
to how he would
48
like,
for
so only gets a single. Ends the power play. It belongs to the Royals. The score is 48 for none.
जित्छ जनकपुर बोर्डले जित्छ स्योर जित्छ क्या मजा आउँछ देश पनि बाहिर म त उता फर्केर उता गइ उ त्यो थियो नि यता हिँड्ने उता तल त्यो बाटो जान्छ नि हामी उता तल त्यहाँ पुगेर अब तपाईँ पक्कै कतै गयो कि जस्तो लाग्यो त्यो उसहरू उसको घरतिर गयो कि जस्तो लागेर
कदमले आउँछु भन्दै उसको पेपर छैन मैले हिँड्न जान्छु होला भाइ भन्दै
Return to good runs.
A return to good runs.
As umpire Rashid Riaz
says, that's the end of the first power play. So into the rest of the innings now, 5 fielders allowed outside the circle, and immediately Asif Sheikh, standing captain, will take all 5 of them, and he'll turn to Kishore Mahato, who's had a really good start to the tournament, 11 wickets in total. Has just proved a little expensive in the last couple of games. Won't get the second this time. Same score, believe it or not, HD. I know they were chasing in that qualifier 1, but exactly 48 for none in the power play, the Royals.
Maybe that's what they were doing in overs 4 and 5. Decided, well, we want to be in a similar position to what we were in the qualifier, because we won. Just talking about those the spectators, the fans, there's some landlords with buildings outside of this ground that could make some serious money in renting out space.
Unbelievable, truly unbelievable. Wouldn't be surprised if a few of those advertising hoardings were kind of brought down. 50's up. It's a trademark of any big occasion. I mentioned March 16th of this year, mentioned May 1st and May 2nd, not just the first day, but then the reserve day after the rain. They will be anywhere, any vantage point will do. That is outside the ground.
I can't help giggle at that. That's unbelievable.
Good news is they're not up in the trees there. They're on stable ground. It's the way the hills carve into the Tribhuvan University campus. It was really, I can only describe it as ludicrous the last 48 hours, H. Not many people have my number here in Nepal, and I was still getting spammed. Anyone who has a local number, I can only imagine what it was like for Paraskatka. Requests for tickets, for passes. Gets it a good way in front to square and will get 4. Don't think it's gone all the way. I think it's one bounce. It's a stylish pull stroke from a very stylish cricketer, safe save.
Just going to have a little look-see here to see if it's gone all the way. And I think that safe save for me has been one of the surprise packages. It's going to be 4, in that he's been really good with him with the ball, played a beautiful innings of 90 earlier on in the competition. Not one of the names that you see around the world in the various franchise leagues, but I think this might put him up in headlights.
It's a good decision for me. He stepped inside the line of the ball. That would have clattered into his shoulder if not. Have to give the bowlers some leeway.
A little bit surprised sure he finds himself bowling. Mahato, in that he's been really good with the new ball. Again, when we refer to the early stage of the tournament, when the bowls were quite exceptional.
Goes to the block hole. Good diving stop from Mohammad Mohsin. He'll have a big role to play with his 4 overs. Royals 55 for none.
पैसा हुन्छ हामी त कसरी हो त्यसो गरे
I'm going to find it hard. I'm going to find it hard to sum up the scale of demand for this game, HD. I think there's in and around times over. And quite simply, for a first season of a league, I've never seen the like of it.
Well, one staggering statistic is one that didn't it take something like less than a minute for it to sell out.
Managed to claw back about 400 VIP seats that hadn't been sold yet, which were, I think, the 800 rupee ones rather than the basic 300 rupee tickets, as Shermal is going to come into the attack. They released them and they sold in under a minute. Unbelievable. And yeah, that was just by freeing up another section that during the double-header games they couldn't use because of the PMOA access that was required. No one at short final leg, so it's a very safe shot for at least one. Bandari thinks of the second, but rightly sends save back. You add to that the fact that there's millions, and I mean millions, watching here in Nepal, and millions down in India too. An extraordinary success. I met a family who flew from Australia just before the start of play. Dozens, in fact hundreds, who've come from Janakpur and SUDHURPASCHIM, many on overnight buses. It's just so brilliant to see the sport that you and I love thriving like this in a country that I've always loved, and I think you now love too, HD.
I think it's captured everyone's hearts, to be honest, Lenny. I think there's many, me included, who arrived here and really had no idea what we were coming to. Smana just clicked him on the helmet, bit on Bandari, yeah, just on the grill, so they'll have to go through some protocols, some concussion protocols before play can continue. Won't take too long.
Always good to follow protocols. Umpires doing their job. A lot of batting to come here, HD. What's the approach for these two now they've got through the power play?
Well, I think the discussion would have been between the two of them. Look, we can both look to put the foot down now, because if one gets out, you know, new batter comes in, yes, but because we both in, we can afford to be more aggressive. With two in batters, the last thing you want is dot balls. We're running again.
Well, I think if Saif Zaib hadn't run through the crease there might have been a third. It was a strange game, wasn't it, the virtual semi-final between the Bolts and the Yaks. I don't think either side played well, and some Bolts fans may be upset with me because they'll say, hold on, we won the game, but there were so many errors, too many errors from both sides. Great innovation. It's the full switch hit, completely changes his stance. Not the power switch hit, but gets enough of it to get 4 more.
The perfect start here for the Royals. Both batters looking to get on with it. He's an all-round player, isn't he? He scores. We've seen him go down the ground. We've seen him go over mid-on. We've seen him go over extra cover. He's swept well. Now he's got the reverse sweep. He's got the game.
As a consequence, the fields had to change. Brought another man across, so it's now a 5-4 offside field. 2 behind square on the offside. Doesn't stop him repeating the shot, but the gap has been plugged. Good captaincy.
Yeah, and that's probably where I question the decision to play that stroke, because now there's 2 men behind point on that offside. So he can go the other way if he wants to.
Instead he goes down the ground. Long on is out there. Can he get underneath it? Oh, no, he can't. He settled himself. It went miles to the heavens. One of the highest Siddhartha Bank sixes that we've seen. It's 68 for none.
Highest Siddhartha Bank sixes that we've seen. It's 68 for none.
स्पिन बलर छैन क्या होइन म त अझै पनि जनकपुरको उसमा छु अब 68 रन हेर्न
What a start it is. They won the league stages. They beat the Janakpur Bolts, their great rivals, in the playoff stages, as well as the groups. They've only lost one game all tournament, and they're looking very good, having won the toss and decided to bat first. Look how high this goes, HD. Monstrous six. Altitude. It's a much better choice of stroke. I thought he had played the reverse sweep and had got the field change that he wanted, then to go down the ground. Here's a critical spell. This is a clever bowler. Ahmed Mohsin. Wonderful economy rate. They are brilliant numbers. If you're offered a bowler in T20 cricket, as they'll run well comfortably for two, the Bolts look a little raffled out there. If you're offered a wrist spinner or a finger spinner, we'll go with less than a run of ball and take a wicket every game. He's one of your first names on the team sheet.
Those numbers barely exist anymore in T20 cricket. I think even if you're under 8, you're considered exceptional. The man that's wearing yellow today. That was an opportunity.
And again, I have to question, why does Asif Sheikh not have the gloves on? I've said it for the majority of the tournament. I think in 2 of the games he took them. Here we are. I wonder, was it an edge? I was certain it was at first. It's the googly. It's brilliantly bowled. Maybe not.
No, I don't think so. I think Mohamed Mohsin thought it had bowled it, gone over the top of the stumps and at the fingertips of Malan.
Was kind of 2 noises though. I think just purely maybe because the bat is come so close to the keeper's gloves. By the way, it was a tardy piece of glove work. It's given his buys, so the umpire didn't think there was an edge either.
Just going back to those numbers, I mentioned another man in yellow, Harmeet Singh, who's going to play a critical part today, particularly you would think against Jimmy Nisham. Left arm spin against the left-hander. Great shot. That is a great shot. I'm really struggling to complete my Stormer here, but he's got an economy rate of under 4. What about this for a stroke?
Yeah, superb. And if you want an exhibition and a demonstration as to A, how to play straight, and B, why it's the best part of the ground to target. That is it. Now he goes over his shoulder. Ah, this is quite brilliant from Safe Save. It's not quite going to be back-to-back boundaries, but it will be 3 more to the total. Malanta could have taken the stumps off. His teammates need to give him a shout. I don't think they can hear each other out there. Such is the cacophony of noise. We will have a check on the boundary. I think it was clean.
Easy. No problem. Having a look at the boundary, but... Yep. So not a boundary. Into the 9th. 80 without loss. Yep. No, not a boundary. Into the 9th. 80 without loss.
80 and there. No, भनेपछि
अस्ति पनि यिनीहरुको यो पहिलो bowling जस्तो लाग्छ bowling.
Yep.
जनकपुरको
So not a boundary. Into the 9th. 80 without loss.
सुदूरपश्चिमको batting जस्तो लाग्छ अस्ति नै.
त्यही भएर चाहिँ त्यो उस गरेको
So safe save goes past 250, the third highest scorer in the tournament now. Leage will have his eyes, maybe not just on going past save, but maybe even top spots. And a special mention for the lone Nepali batter in there, Rohit Paudel. As Jimmy Neesham returns to the attack. Paudel played the least number of games of everyone there. I was with him last night. He's going to be here today, the national team captain, and rightly so. He was quite brilliant this tournament, even though the Lions had a campaign to forget. Is there a way back into this game here for the Bolts? Something's got to change.
Is there a way back into this game here for the Bolts?
They need wickets. They need wickets quickly, because you just think of what's to come here. Brandon McMullen, Bhupinder Singh Eri. There is plenty. Ishant Pandey was at such a good tournament as well. So these two can play with all the freedom in the world.
Oh, this is hammered. And hammered into the grandstand for 6. What a way to bring up year 50. It comes off 33 deliveries, 5 fours, 2 6s. And on the grandest stage that there is, this has been a quite brilliant innings from the Englishman.
This has been a quite brilliant innings from the Englishman.
Big players score big runs in the biggest of matches.
Big players score big runs.
He is an overseas. He's 1 of 4. He's doing the job here today.
He's 1 of 4. He's doing the job here today.
4 more. Everything must go already as early as the 10th over. Neesham is not happy out there, roaring directions at where the fielders need to go. The Bolts in danger of losing their minds here.
Well, the problem that the Bolts have, though, is that both players are able to hit the ball to all 4 corners of the ground. They're just struggling to restrict them to a particular area. You drop it short, he pulls you, you pitch it up, he laps you, or he goes down the wicket and hits you down the ground. This is a sensational partnership led by the left-hander.
This is a sensational partnership led by the left-hander.
Look at the platform the Royals have built here. Nobody's crossed 200 in the comp. Don't want to put a hex on it or anything, but the platform they have, they may almost be disappointed if they don't get to the 200 marker.
From here, surely. Yeah, the Kings, who we could argue didn't have the best of tournaments, they have the highest total. It's amazing, isn't it? The highest total going to a side that doesn't make it through, the most amount of runs at one stage when it was with a batter who hadn't gone through. But this has been an exhibition from these two. They are entertaining the masses.
Bandari now, because they seems to have switched gears quite significantly. The last 5 overs have gone for 60. He's happy to nudge it around and say, Zaid, keep doing what you do.
Just bear in mind here that they've actually scored 92 in 7.5 overs, because there were 2 maidens that just extraordinarily cropped up inside the power play. Lovely bit of bowling by Baker and Rashbansi, but the rest have gone the distance.
It's the final winner of the Happy Dent Sparkling Smile fan of the match. Well done, madam. Very, very well deserved.
Very well deserved.
Said it a few times throughout this tournament, HD, one of the most transformational aspects of the fans that we've had in. We have seen kids, we've seen women, we've seen families. 6, 7 years ago, it was really too dominated by men, and it's lovely to see every single person and part of Nepal enjoying their cricket. Congratulations to you. Hamper on its way.
Congratulations to you. Hamper on its way.
He's changed gears all right. Zaid is flying, and Neesham, the double teapot is out. He doesn't know where to turn. It's the halfway stage. It's time for the players to have a drink. And you could argue the Bolts will need it a lot more than the Royals. It's 97 for none.
It's 97 for none.
JANAKPUरलाई साइडमा राख्नु पर्छ JANAKPUरले जित्नु हुँदैन किन JANAKPUरको होइन जनकपुर त यस्तो छ जनकपुरको टिम एकदम त्यो हुन्छ नि हारेछ नि त मोस्ट अफ द गेम जितेको नि त एकदम टिममा छ क्या होइन त्यो फ्यानको भन्नु खोजेँ क्या मैले नत्र त्यो टिम एकदम हाइटमा छ क्या अहिले जनकपुरको हाइट छ होइन जनकपुरले जित्यो भने चाहिँ अनि त्यो के अरे अब खुट्टा ठाउँमा हुने जनकपुरको फ्यानहरू सुदूरपश्चिमको त्यति नहोला होइन जनकपुरको फ्यानहरू चाहिँ एकदमै उग्र हुने होला त्यही भएर जनकपुरलाई साइडमा राख्नु जनकपुरको फ्यान त उसहरू तपाईँले होइन मैले भन्नु चाहिँ मान्छेहरू भन्नु ट्रेन भयो चाहिँ
The Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium is a canvas of creativity. The sheer joy on the faces of the fans is a sight to behold. These fans are living in the moment and loving every second of it. And even as the dance cam switches on, you can sense the energy as well. Everyone breaks into a step or a move over here. Wow, incredible atmosphere.
Everyone breaks into a step or a move over here. Wow, incredible atmosphere.
And this wonderful trophy, gorgeous looking trophy, made its way from the Omora showroom in that lovely car of theirs, the Omora Jayco car, and drove all the way to the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. It has been drive to NPL. Look at that gorgeous looking trophy. In a couple of hours from now, one of the teams will be popping the champagne with the trophy in their hand. A very good afternoon once again, Monali Patel.
Very good afternoon indeed, Mikhail. And that trophy is quite epic. I love that it's got a piece of the Himalayas on it. Very fitting for the Nepal Premier League. And my goodness, have they come out in numbers today? The Royals fans will be happy. 97-for-none at the halfway point. And this has been an exceptional half-century from Saif Zaib. Part of 7 4s and 2 6s. He started a bit slow, but once he got going, there was absolutely no stopping him. Bang, as often as he could. And he has played all around the park, regardless of the bowler that he's faced. Took Jimmy Nisham down the ground a couple of times as well. An incredible half-century, and what a time to get it in the finals.
Oh yes, the boys in yellow have been on a leather hunt. Mawson to continue. No respite if you're a bowler, because that ball is going the distance today, and that one's out of here as well. Vinod Bhandari has been quiet for a while, but he started to wield that willow like a magic wand now.
Oh wow, he has absolutely smashed it. Passes the 100 mark, and another Siddhartha Bank maximum, down on one knee. And my God, has he put that a long distance away. Where's the wicket coming from? They've got to try and bring it somewhere here for the Bulls. They're very quickly getting out of this contest.
What a toss to win here for the Royals. 10 wickets in hand. 100 up on the board in the 10th over. And you just feel that the Bulls are a little jaded. They've played a lot of cricket in the last couple of days. Take a look at those 50s as well. The second one coming in 23 deliveries. Remember, they had 2 maidens as well within the first 5 overs.
Well, those 2 maidens seem to be the only highlight for the Bolts in this entire 10.2 overs. It's been smashed down the ground. And it's a 1 bounce for Jimmy Neesham. Had no chance on that one. He was traveling. They're making very easy work of this, the Royals.
surface बनायो
It goes to show how good a surface as well. Backed himself, gave the charge, presented the full face of the bat. A bit of inside-out cricket over here. Wide of the fielder, long off. One bounce towards Hamrojeet. Careful, Jeet. It's raining runs. We've seen 9 fours, 5 sixes already within the first 11 overs. And why would you want to do that, Manali?
Why would you want to do that, Manali?
Well, you're batting so well, and then you try to bring out the switcher. We see this so often. Batters are going well, they're striking the ball down the ground, and then they pull out that shot, and they're gone. And what a partnership this is turning out to be. 109 now. It's the largest partnership for the Royals. And this is, what a time they brought this out. In the finals, you couldn't have asked for a better way to start the finals.
You have to save your best for the last, they say. And what an occasion to come good as an opening batting pair. Look at that partnership, 10 wickets in hand. And what I really liked about Vinod Bhandari is today, he's brought in so much of maturity in this innings of his senior pro, playing like one as well. 13 coming off this over. It's 1-1-0 for left.
It's 1-1-0 for left.
30 बलमा 100 ल्याउनु छ भने हारेर हुन्छ नि।
त्यसमा जितेर त आयो
त्यो ओभरमा 36 रन हान्दिन्छ त्यो दुई ओभरमा 30 रन 18 रन हान्यो भने लत्तै झर्यो कि।
Well, if you're a SUDHURPASCHIM Royals fan, these numbers will just light up your afternoon as well. A partnership of 110 and 68 deliveries after the Royals won the toss and decided to bat first, and both Zeb and Vinod have been on a leather hunt. Yes, it's been a wonderful start, wonderful event, and we're all set to have a listen to a wonderful conversation as well. That's because Andrew Leonard is with the man of the moment, the Secretary of CAN, Paras Khadka.
Certainly am, Mikhail.
Hard length. Sometimes the old test length is still the best.
Just one ball up.
Not all the time though, because you can disappear over mid-wicket. But on that occasion, perfect.
Not all the time, though, you could disappear over mid-wicket. But on that occasion, perfect.
Shot you don't see too often from Dipender Singh Iree, purely because of where the fielders are. I've no doubt that Iree wants 3. He's almost willing Kuggeleijn to come with him. He does just about get there. Sharmila holds his arm after the throw.
He does just about get there.
It's a shot that can be utilised just to manipulate the field to the way you want it to be set as a batter. So you play the little lap. Now what inevitably happens is they can bring the deep square leg finer, or they move someone across from the offside into that position at short 45, and it just opens up another scoring area for you.
From the offside into that position at short 45, and it just opens up another scoring area for you.
Good check of the stroke from Kuggeleijn because he didn't get there. Yeah, I spoke to Scott Kuggeleijn about one of the more controversial aspects or incidents that we've seen in the tournament when Ishan Pandey was retired, and he actually said he felt really bad about it. And then when you watch back the coverage, he said, I know you and HD were spraying me to the heavens and I deserved it because I don't know whether it was the right thing to do. They asked me to go in and have a wide, and then I just couldn't get a hold of one. Ended up, I think, with 3 or 4 or something like that. It was Ishan Pandey being retired out.
3 or 4 or something like that.
Well, I'd certainly never blame Scott Kuggeleijn for going in. He didn't grab the coach by the scruff of the neck and say, send me in. Right. When he came down the wicket the last time to Rajbansi, I actually think he just cramped himself a little bit for room. He wants a little bit of freedom to be able to swing those arms through the ball. This is a big delivery here.
He wants a little bit of freedom to be able to swing those arms through the ball. This is a big delivery here.
Oh, quite beautifully bowled. The tournament's leading wicket taker for a reason, has finished maybe his best 4-over set of the tournament. 1 for 15 for him. It's 156 for 4.
Maybe his best 4-over set of the tournament. 1 for 15 for him. It's 156 for 4.
Yeah, त्यो त किपर हैन मैले भन्नु खोजेको त्यो क्विज छोडेको छैन गए यसको नि अब कसको छ रेल बलिङ अब त चुट्ला जस्तो लाग्यो 17 विकेट यार
18 बल
17
Now, something we all missed just the last ball of the previous over, a very late stage. We were already off in the over break. Ismail Shinwari just said, can we just go upstairs just in case? Front foot's absolutely fine, nothing wrong with that. And I also think at the other end, I'm not even sure who appealed. Keep your eyes on Malanta here. It'd be interesting to see if there was an appeal.
I'm not even sure who appealed.
Oh, absolutely fine. So Shinwari just wanted to double check it. Not out will be the
absolutely fine. So
umpire decision pending decision on screen. 18 balls left. Tiger at the crease. What can they get to? Nishan wants his wicket.
18 balls left. Tiger at the crease. What can they get to? Nishan wants his wicket.
Hammered away. But protection out there, well placed, deep backward point.
It is quite difficult now, isn't it, for the square leg umpire, because they don't stand in line with that popping crease anymore because of the run-out camera. Years and years ago, they used to stand directly in line, and they would have to make that decision. Now they've almost got to get out of the path. So when there is an appeal, you can almost understand them going upstairs.
Yeah, that's to avoid blocking off our cameras to give the best possible chance of the correct decision. It's Rashid Riaz, definitely a couple of yards behind square, isn't he?
Possible chance of the correct decision. Is Rashid Riaz?
See an appeal, that's why I was surprised they went up to the third.
I was surprised they went up to the third.
त्यसको नि बलिङ डेन्जर रहेछ है कुबली त्यो भएर त
यसको बलिङ रोक्नुपर्छ
Gonna run you ragged.
नहान्ने जोकेर खेल्यो भने विकेट
When we were looking at that replay of them running the 3, that was Dipender Singh Ari, not even in second gear. He was trotting. Kuggelein was all out to sprint back for 3. A little bit of a tortoise trotting. Kuggelein was all out to sprint back for 3.
A little bit of a tortoise trotting. Kuggelein was all out to sprint back for 3.
के भयो
एकछिन बन्द गरिदिनु रहेछ नेटवर्कमा खतरा बनाएर हालेछ यिनीहरूले फाइनल दिन्छ पनि
Their situation out there, the two batters.
Royals are still on top here. The Bolts are just gradually clawing their way back in. Royals are still on top here. The Bolts are just gradually clawing their way back into this contest. It does look a good surface.
It does. And what you don't want to do, and Kugelein's very aware of that, especially after the conversation he's had with you, is that he doesn't want to just swing and miss. He still wants to be scoring. Sometimes that can happen when you elevate a big hitter up the order, is they can spend their innings swinging and missing. It can cost the side. He can strike him though, can Kuggelein?
Goes straight down the ground. A little unorthodox because he has to extend almost out of his shape. But he gets a good piece of it. Mid-off's up in the circle. 1 bounce 4.
But he gets a good piece of it.
It is the adjustment to the stroke that makes it such a good one, because it's pace taken off and he has to just wait ever so slightly, and the opening of the face at point of contact is critical to the end result.
Every batter there, their natural instinct will be to bring the bottom hand through to close the face and often lose their shape. Somehow it was a touch unorthodox. Got it straight enough to get 4. This time the bottom man does come through. It splits the gap. It's 4 more. Nisham cannot quite believe what his Kiwi colleagues done to him. 2 big balls there, 2 big boundaries.
And even 12 of 7 would suggest that the risk to elevate Kulan up the order has been a success, because at this stage of an innings, when you're striking it at 171, you're doing your job.
When you're striking it at 171, you're doing your job.
His job now may be to go 2-4-6. Irie would quite like the strike in the 19th, I feel. Instead it will be a dot. Irie will get the strike. Nisham will finish with 1 for 44. It's 167 for 4.
Nisham will finish with 1 for 44.
क्वालिटी त फेरि यसको राम्रो आउँछ सन्देको त भन्दा
स्क्रिन लुज भएर नि होला नि त ल्यापटप
हैन
के भयो त्यहाँ
खै उ भएर के भएन उ स्पोर्ट बेडमा राम्रो आउँदैन कि तर त्यहाँ राम्रो हुन्छ निसम पनि सक्यो 40 रन दिए है त्यसले
Well, there's a great saying in the modern T20 game, it all happens in the 19th. I think we're about to see something happen. Yes, we are. It's the big one. The Tiger falls. It's one of the bowlers of the tournament. Certainly the one who stood out the most with his wrist spin. It's Mohamed Mohsen.
Just didn't get it fine enough. Uses those wrists so beautifully, does Tapendra Singh Irie. But unfortunately, this time he picks out the man at deep square leg. Is that subfielder dummy once more who takes the catch in the deep. He's enjoying his day out. The captain goes for 9, 167 for 5.
He's enjoying his day out. The captain goes for 9, 167.
टक्कर हुन्छ जस्तो लाग्यो त
हुन पर्छ कि मैले त्यही भनेको मजा आउँदैन
अहिले छक्का गयो यसरी छक्कै छक्कै हान्दै गएको
सुरु धेरै धेरै जस्तो
भयो काले हो क्या
गेम जहिले जितोस् केही छैन
Arif Sheikh to the crease. Big LBW shouts. Brave bowling your wrist spinner in the 19th, but how well has Mohamed Mohsen responded? Marvellous catch held by the subfielder Hemant Dami, who's on for Shub Kansakar. Let's hope he's okay to bat. They'll need him with the bat, the bolts. It's the googly not picked again, and once more it's Dami in action.
It's such a good tournament, Mohamed Mohsen. It's difficult to pick when he bowls that wrong, and that was the leg spin, and it was just the bounce because of how tall he is that led to the thick outside edge going all the way to square leg.
That was the leg spin, and it was just the bounce because of how tall he is.
Well, somewhere right now in Birgunj, in the Sheikh household, Mr. Sheikh and Mrs. Sheikh are having a very difficult time as to know who to cheer on. Arif posted last night, house divided, heart united. As Arif goes into the sky, deep mid-wicket out there, it's another one, it's Mohsen again. Rajbachi takes the catch, the bolts bouncing back into this contest.
Mohsen again. Rajbachi takes the catch, the bolts.
Innings just starting to falter. Just starting to falter. Not easy to walk in and be expected to hit the ball out the ground from the word go. But Arif perishes in the cause, looking for quick runs. 169 for 6.
Looking for quick runs.
169 for 6. अब एक बल छ
मसिनको 3 विकेट भयो
ल्याम गर्छ त विकेट
बम्सीको चाहिँ हुँदा पर्दैन के
अनि एनपिएल परिरहेको
गेम नहेर्ने भाइ
हजुर
नहेर्ने गेम
होइन भाइ आइरहेको छ क्या त मेरो
It's the good doctor to the crease, Dr. Ishan Pandey. The young left-hander is at a fine tournament. I know he's impressed many. The way in which he's played may naturally be a little bit more suited to the ODI game, but he certainly has played his role for the Royals, who've had such a brilliant campaign. I just question the decision to send not just Arif Sheikh but also Scott Kugelheim in ahead of him, particularly when Raj Banchi and most of the overs left. This goes over the offside, another fielder there, but Nisham, I think he's misjudged it completely.
This goes over the offside.
It could have been 2-2 to close out the over. Instead, it's a boundary for Pandey.
It's such a good tournament, Mohammed Mohsin. It's difficult to pick when he bowls that wrong, and that was the leg spin, and it was just the bounce because of how tall he is.
Run opening partnership. Yes, no doubt credit to the bowlers, but I just thought some of the batting approach. Home.
You're doing your job.
I know he's impressed many. MCL, it was ace out there. It's another one. It's Mohsin again. Raj Banchi takes the catch. The bolts bouncing back into this contest.
Innings just starting to falter. Just starting to falter. Not easy to walk in and be expected to hit the ball out the ground from the word go. But Arif perishes in the cause, looking for quick runs. 169 for 6.
Ishan Pandey, the young left-hander, has had a fine tournament. I know he's impressed many. The way in which he's played may naturally be a little bit more suited to the ODI game, but he certainly has played his role for the Royals, who've had such a brilliant campaign. I just question the decision to send not just Arif Sheikh but also Scott Kugelheim in ahead of him, particularly when Raj Banchi and most of the overs left. This goes over the offside, another fielder there, but Nisham, I think he's misjudged it completely. It could have been 2-2 to close out the over. Instead, it's a boundary for Pandey. It's 173 for 6.
White Bond Superlight Gel with hyaluronic acid. 200% instant hydration. Miracles happen.
Banking sector ma पहिलो पटक सिद्धार्थ बैंकले ल्याएको छ सिद्धार्थ रिवार्ड्स यसमा पोइन्ट छ सिद्धार्थ बैंक सम्बन्ध सधैँभरिलाई
DHI Happier Home छुट्टै छ है
तपाईको असली एनर्जी रेड बुल असली नै रोजौं
Ball just keeps going away from him, to be fair. There's a bit of slice on it. Kugelheim has the strike for the final over.
Another. They're tumbling like a pack of cards here. And Kishore Mahato continues his fine tournament with a big wicket of Scott Kugelheim.
He crowds his stumps, Scott Kugelheim, and I almost think he'd be better off if he didn't, because that was right in the hitting zone if he stood on middle or middle and leg. Well, done the job. Mahato bowls it straight and says, if you miss, I'll hit. Kugelheim's 13 off 10. The Royals, they might get bundled out here. 173 for 7.
Naresh Budiyar to the crease. Pumps it down to long on. Pandey's quick between the wickets. That's great running for a couple. HD. After 15 overs, it was 143 for 2 with a ball to go. Since then, the Royals have collapsed in a heap.
It would be easy to say that they'll be disappointed with the last 5 or so overs of this innings, but they've still got an immensely difficult score to chase for the Bolts.
Straight down the ground, 2 fielders there. Oh dear! A collision, the last thing we want to see. Akash Tripathi, I think, is one of them. They probably couldn't hear each other. The end result will be 6, but much more importantly, let's hope the 2 fielders are all right.
So difficult to communicate in this cauldron of noise. Straight down the ground. Yours, mine, who's taking it? In the end, no one. It looks as though they're both going to be okay as I glance out the window here. Rajbanji and Tripathi, they're both on their feet, so I think they're going to be okay.
And thank God for that, particularly with Lalit Rajbanshi, because he has had 2 shocking injuries that he's come back from. A knee injury that was potentially career-ending. It was MCL, it was ACL and meniscus all at the same time. And then the broken collarbone less than 12 months ago too. His fielding has improved so much. He always gives 100%. I'm just so glad that both he and Tripathi are okay. Big Maximum, though, gets the Royals up above 180. Everything must go. 3 deliveries left. Full toss, helped into the leg side. Fielder out there, Shermala holds on to a good catch. Now both batters stare at the umpire. They want to have a look at this. It was a full toss. Was it too full? The umpires might be tempted to go upstairs and have a look.
He's missed out here. He's missed out. That you want to hit out the ground. The full toss, middle and leg. That's a fine catch from Shermala running in. He did everything correct. Once he's taken the catch, he slid in, made sure that his elbows don't smash into the ground and the ball doesn't pop out. So Naresh goes for 8. 181 for 8.
Children, things happen. Naren Soud, the new man to the crease. They want the second, they're not going to take it. The last 30 deliveries alone, HD. 39 runs and 6 wickets.
You can understand the manner in which they've gone about trying to post this total, because when you have such a good platform to work with, you're going to come in all guns blazing, and that's what virtually every batter has done. And in the process, they've lost an enormous amount of wickets, but they are posting something very significant in a final here. This fella has 4 off just 1 ball. Underused, maybe.
They'll probably try to run the second. They've got nothing to lose in doing so. Oh, he's dropped it. They might run a third here because the bails are off. Chaos again. Oh, cricket in Nepal. You can never take your eyes off it. You can never predict it. You just never know what will happen next. One thing's for certain, though. The SUDHURPASCHIM Royals, they've posted 184 for 9 in the grand final.
This had to be one. They hadn't even turned when he started to throw the ball. Oh, the keeper has made such a hash of that. Milanta. It should have been 1. They get 2. The Bolts, they've got some batting to do.
Well, it's a completely different game from the qualifier too, but there's shades of it, isn't there? That was a low scoring. Being honest, they should have got to 200. They should have been the first to take the new ball. What a signing he has proved. Only came in after the first 3 games that the Royals had played, and since then, well, he's been close to untouchable, isn't he? 8 wickets at an average of 7 at a scarcely believable economy rate of 3.62. We're all set for the chase. The Bolts have it all to do. Good diving stop on the edge of the circle. Might be Naren Saud there. Andrew Leonard here with you. I'm delighted to have Manali Patel join me for the first time today. Manali, this day almost defies description, doesn't it? It's quite something.
Thanks, Lenny. Quite something indeed. That's going to be the first runs off the bat. The Bolts are off. And they're off in what should be a very difficult chase for them. It's a lot of runs on the board. They still need 184. But what a first innings it's been from the Royals. That opening partnership for the Royals, as good as it gets. Set the tone for the rest of it as well.
Yeah, I think the Malantha promotion back up to open is twofold. One, because it's such a large chase, required run rate over 9 right from the off. As Singh squares up Asif Sheikh, who does look shy of confidence. And then 2, it's the Harmeet Singh factor. He's bowled so well in the power play. They want that left-hand, right-hand combination to try and counteract his threat.
Didn't pick up any wickets in the last outing, but he bowled 4 overs for just 13 runs, Harmeet Singh. He really hold the one end down.
Nice pickup shot. Maybe a sign of things to come. Nearly goes all the way, but instead it will be the first Super 4 powered by Ncell 4G of the chase as Malantha picks that length up beautifully.
The Bolts need him to fire today, and he starts well. Pulled away, just a tad too short from Harmeet Singh, and he's quick to rock onto that back foot. It's another Super 4 by Ncell, and a 1 bounce over the rope.
Slight change in the field as the man who was out in the deep comes from deep backward square, comes to deep mid wicket. That's the captain. Yeah, I'm a big believer in momentum, Manali, in T20 cricket, and if there's one thing the Bolts can take, they really restricted SUDHURPASCHIM very well in the final 5. 41 runs, which is already a good result, but also, rather remarkably, 5 wickets too. 7 come from the first over. The Bolts, 7 for none. Well, big rivals these two. They may come from very different parts of the country. SUDHURPASCHIM all the way out in the beautiful west, and JANAKPUR east of Kathmandu and further down towards the border with India. So many have travelled a long, long way to be here today. Scott Kuggeleijn will want his crown back at the top of the table. He'll need 2 wickets to go past Raj Banchi to end as the tournament's leading wicket taker. Don't think anyone else close to in the mix in these two teams, although a special mention for Mahato's 13 wickets in the tournament, rounding out his excellent efforts with the ball. And good news is he's got his shirt back on his back, number 42. Lovely cover drive, that'll be 4. Sparkling start from Malantha.
That's one way to face Kuggeleijn. He's been quick, and why not take the pressure back onto him? Malantha, he's looking good. This time coming down the track, and he did very well, just waited until the length was right for him and placed it right in the gap. That's for education kits to school kids, thanks to the Ncell Foundation for every 4 that's hit.
Yeah, what an impact that will have. We've seen basically every one of the 8 franchises announce CSR initiatives, and very much this Nepal Premier League has been about more than cricket, hasn't it? Changing the lives of people across the country for the better.
You've always got to love cricket with a cause. Because yes, the sport is fun, but the impact that it can have is massive. And why not use that impact to bring positive change?
.643 of them in this tournament in terms of 4s hit. Hundreds and hundreds of 6s and endless entertainment.
Well, you had a really good chat with Paras Khadka as well, and I love the vision that he has. It's not a 1-year thing, it's not a 2-year thing. He's thinking long term, where he can take this, how he can grow the sport, and how it can impact overall in Nepal.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you'll see broadcasts around the world and you say, oh, do they really believe what they're saying? This has exceeded every expectation, not by a bit, by a distance. Cricket on the pitch, fans in the crowd, fans online, fans on TV. It's been the talk of the country, this tournament.
Yeah, and you bring up a really good point. You hear a lot of things out there, but the thing that's really a standout for me, every time I've had a chat with Paras, is there is a passion there. And I suppose he's played this sport, he's played it for his country, and he can see, he's seen other parts of the world, he can see where Nepal needed it most. And he, along with his team, have come out with a standout product.
That will fill Asif Sheikh full of confidence. He is shy of runs, but he is a class player. That's his first boundary.
It's a decent start from the Bolts here, as Scott Kugelheim gets a little bit of away movement, but that's placed well, just opens the face and lets the pace of Kugelheim do all the work as that flies for another boundary.
Yeah, simply too full, wasn't it? And punished. Taking the aerial route by Asif Sheikh. Drags the length back, Sheikh early on the stroke, if anything. 2 in the book, 16 for none. Yeah, and one of the groups of people that Paras Khadka was absolutely keen to acknowledge was all of the curation team. They have done an incredible job. 32 games, all at the same venue, inside what, about a 22, 23-day period, as Dipender Singh Ari is going to bring himself into the attack. Not just the CAN staff, the volunteers, there's so many volunteers here, and the curators, many of whom live at the venue. Maybe they've saved their best pitch for the final. It's a really good one, as Irie will come round the wicket. The rarest of things, put that into a museum, a misfield from the Tiger.
A decent start, going at 9.5 runs and over. Partnership's starting to build, and they want to make sure that required run rate is in check the entire time. Milantha, 2 fours, as this is swept away. And this is what they needed, the Bolts. They needed this positive start. Wickets in hand, runs on the board. Dipender Singh Irie, the Tiger. He's going to want to have an impact here.
I've spent this whole 3 or 4 weeks answering questions as to which team I'm supporting. I'll say it one final time. No one team. I'm supporting all the teams here in the commentary box. Always do. But I will say one thing. I wouldn't mind seeing Dipender get a wicket, because we might. This one pierces the gap. Little short, little wide. And guided away for 4 more. Malantha has started brightly.
Tried to play the shot. It's been a couple of short and wide deliveries from Dipender Singh Airi, and this is well placed. Waited on it, had a really good base, and he gets it in front to point.
And the little arm ball that comes back in. The reason I wouldn't mind him getting a wicket, though, is just purely for 2 reasons. The noise around this ground will be outrageous, and I reckon the somersault might come out again.
Do you know if he's ever tried gymnastics? That was very impressive.
Multi-talented, no doubt. Slog swept. Gets a good piece of it, gets it all the way. The chase is very much well and truly on here. Bolts off to a flying start. It's 29 for none. Well, head coach Pabudi Dasanayake of the Bolts always manages to find a way. They had to play better than the semi-final. At times with the ball they didn't, but already they're starting to bat better. And remember, Jimmy Neesham still to come.
We got a hold of this one, Asif Sheikh. Put away for a maximum.
Four more. Real roars around this ground, showing just how many Janakpur fans are here too. A flying start powered by Malantha.
The radar's off here for the bowling. Scott Kugeline, too far down leg, and it's helped all the way. Couple bounces, 4 runs, and it's also dented that sign.
There's a huge amount of cricket to play here, but if this goes close and if the Bolts end up winning, SUDHURPASCHIM will have lost it at points in their batting. It was chaotic, it was frenetic, it was frantic. It didn't need to be. They should have cantered to 200 plus.
Especially with the start that they did. The start with that partnership was incredible. But you got to hand it to the Bolts bowlers, where they've just pulled that momentum back in their favour. And they're keeping neck and neck as well.
Good diving stop. It's 4 runs saved by Saif Zaib, who batted so well in that 117 run opening partnership. Yes, no doubt credit to the bowlers, but I just thought some of the batting approach outside of the openers, well, it was at times crazy. It was just almost too aggressive, hyper aggressive.
And that's a conversation we've spoken about, haven't we? Knowing to know when to be calm, when to breathe, not entering panic mode.
4 more, overpitched, low full toss, sometimes difficult to put away. Malantha deals with it perfectly.
Too short and down leg with the first boundary. And this time it's too full and on the offside. It's going to pick up another 4 runs, and Malantha may just have found his form again. Good time to find it in the final.
Not sure if he's looking for the Yorker here or what length he's attempting to bowl. There's a great old saying in sport, play the game, not the occasion. Over the last 12-15 overs across the 2 innings, the Royals have been guilty of playing the occasion. They've got carried away. They need to rein things back. They need to get a grip of this game. Keeps going like this, the Bolts could make light work of this chase.
Well, wide. Scott Kugelheim has been guilty of bowling quite a few wides in the past. This time a bit too far down leg, and it's good to see Brandon McMullen come and have a quick chat with him. 2 boundaries have come off the over, now a wide. That means an additional ball. Required run rate 9 runs and over, and Milantha's off to a flyer.
Change of angle over the wicket now. Same result. In fact, not just 1 wide, it will be 3 wides to the total. Saud has to do the fielding. Got to remember, 8 games up to today for the Royals. McMullen opened the bowling in 6 of them. The reason he's not here, it's that left-hand, right-hand combination that's causing Kugelheim problems too.
Turning out to be a lengthy over. 6 deliveries bowled already. They've still got 2 more legal deliveries to go. And the runs are coming in the form of extras, aiding this run chase.
Pick up pull shot, slightly shorter side, all the way. They are cruising here, the Bolts. What a start.
This is the issue. You bowl the wide, not only are you giving the extra run, but you give that extra delivery that's going to go for more runs. That's exactly what happens here. Bit too short, it sat up nicely. Milantha did very well to pull that, knowing there was a fielder in the deep, and just gets enough. Cheering them on, the skipper. And he knows he needs to find a breakthrough soon. Doesn't want to give the liberty of the same sort of start with the bat to the Bolts as his side had.
He may be cheering them on, but it's carnage out there. Panic, chaos, another change in angle. Where have the basic plans gone for the Royals? Well, that should have been 4 more, barring the big right boot, the size 12s of Scotty Kugelheim. And lovely to see Milantha check on the bowler's welfare. He is all right. It's 48 for none. To the top of the pile, Lahiru Milantha goes past Andries Geus, who hit 34s. Milantha won't be caught now. Another mention for Road Powdell's excellent tournament. Scotty Kugelheim has stayed on the field after that. He's not moving quite as swiftly as Royals fans would like. He's at mid-on, he's up in the circle. Irie's going to bowl his second here. The occasion for me getting to the Royals right now. And that's a really well judged single.
Good attacking mindset from both batters. If you can't get the big ones, still rotate that strike. Scott Kugelheim had an expensive last over. Did well to get a boot there, but I was quite worried he might take a serious injury. Cut away in the gap, and it's going to be more runs. This time it's Asif Sheikh, and he picks up a boundary off Dipendra Singh Irie.
And the 50's up in just 26 legal deliveries. It's short, it's only a fraction wide, but it's wide enough. And a precision piece of placement. Hit it at the umpire, Sheikh will have said. It's exactly what he did. It finds the gap beautifully. This game will slip through the Royals' fingers if they don't turn it around quickly. It's well and truly game on in the grand final.
He struggled to find his line and length. This time a little bit better, a bit tighter, allows for no room to swing, but just too short.
Third time the El Clasico's ever been played. Slog swept again. Not out of the middle, but more than enough. And oh, a big chance at a Calty.com crowd catch. I'm not sure it's a clean one, as 25,000 rupees just slipped through their fingers.
Tees off. Slog swept. And Asif Sheikh goes a long way. Calty.com, our official ticketing sponsor. For every crowd catch, they give $25,000. Correction, rupees.
$25,000. Yo, where are we going? Where are we heading?
I'd want to be on the ground for that one, I think.
I think you're already half on the plane home, thinking of those Canadian dollars. I'll tell you something, there's not a harder crowd catch in the world than here today, because it is packed to the heavens. And this little break in play may benefit the Royals. They have got the ball back. But I'll tell you, the Bolts in full control of this chase. Pupuru Dasanayake and his charges at it somehow again. Two absolute hammerings the two times these sides have met. Yeah, I'm not giving that one, I'm sorry. I'd love to say 25,000 rupees, not clean. Oh, glorious. Asif Sheikh at his vintage best. The Bolts in full control. They're well ahead. It's 63 for none.
Terrific start by the Janakpur Bulls in hot pursuit of 185. They're putting on a show this afternoon, and the chase is on, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the comparisons after 5. Royals are nowhere next to where the Bulls are, and they've just dished out some magnificent hitting. HD Ackerman alongside me. HD, absolute carnage in the middle.
It's been a brilliant response from the Bolts. Let's bear in mind that this 6th over went for 16 runs for when the Royals were at the wicket, because at the end of the power play they were 48 without loss. Abhinash Bahara now, a little medium pacer with little variations, but they're well on top here, the Bolts, but an enormity of a way to go.
Yeah, Bahara has been introduced. He's been the partnership breaker as far as Nepal is concerned. Yeah, but got to really give it to these batters. Put the pressure back on the fielding side, and on a surface like this, HD, you'd ideally want to back yourself.
I think also they've been very, very smart in that we've seen Malanta be aggressive, but as soon as Dipendra Singh Eri came on with his off spin, Malanta just knocked it for a single and said to the right-hander, he's your man. And so they've just done their matchups really, really cleverly.
Yeah, much like how Binod Bhandari and Saif Ali Zaid played their cricket early on, farming the strike, taking the strike to the left-arm spinner, the off-spinner. Yeah, he's the sight to watch today. He's the sight to behold in full flow. Asif, the captain, is saying, it's time to make it count.
You talk about leading from the front. You might give words of inspiration as a captain, but I tell you what, when you play an innings like this, your team tend to follow you.
Everything right about that shot. Looked to play straight, didn't try to overhit it. Good follow through of the bat. He's looking $1 million this afternoon, is Asif Sheikh, the captain. And this partnership worth 68. Can sense the pressure for the boys in yellow as well. 184 in a big final when you're chasing after losing the toss, asked to field first. Wow, it's a good turnaround and response by the Bolts.
they've done so well is when you have a big run chase, is the required run rate can get out of hand very quickly, because you walk in a couple of quiet overs against the new ball and suddenly you look at the scoreboard and you're needing 10, 11, 12 for a long period of time.
He's mistimed this one. Will this be an opportunity? Just falls ahead of the fielder. You've got to chance your luck in a chase like this. And Asif is ready to take on the bowlers as well.
So what they've done well here is they've been aggressive from the word go, and they've almost got ahead of the run chase. The required run rate is just 8 to the over, and you rightly point out, it's a brilliant, brilliant surface for batting. It's extremely hard work to bowl on here.
Good delivery. Yeah, and that's why you... Oh, this is ordinary cricket. Needless throw. Extra run conceded. Bowl says thank you very much. And that's why you have to go back to the innings of the Royals as well. 117 for no loss to 184 for 9. They lost 9 wickets for 66 runs HD.
Not required, as you say. A little error from the keeper, but no harm, no foul. No one's going to run. And then this happens. And when you're in a final, in the end it comes down to very, very small margins. Yeah, look, they lost a lot of wickets, but they still were scoring at a decent rate. You know, 180, we can't look past it and go, well, you know, how many were they short? Because they had the platform to try and accelerate. Every batter that walked in was trying to hit the ball out the ground. Yep. Maybe they could turn around and say we should have got 200, but 180, they'll take that.
He's looked good this afternoon, Milanta. Started off the campaign for the bowls with 70 unbeaten runs, and today as well looking good on 34 not out. What a power play it's been for the bowls. They've ruled in the middle, 71 for no loss. Well, the fans are on their feet, waving flags, banners and scarves, a rainbow of loyalty and devotion for their respective sides. And what a start for the bowls.
Yeah, the left-handed Milanta, he's owed them a few wonderful start to the tournament, but then he's sort of fallen away. But he's played beautifully here this afternoon. And Asif Sheikh, he too has come to the party. At the beginning, he might have been playing second fiddle to Milanta, but right towards the back end of the power play, he owned it. Now only 4 men are required inside the 30-yard circle. You can have 5 out. Changes thick and fast. He has more left arm spin. Safe, good with the bat, needs to be brilliant with the ball.
And he has been as well. 11 wickets in the tournament, an economy of under 7. Remember, he'll be bowling to the left-handed Milanta as well. For the moment, though, he begins his spell with Asif on strike, who's matched Milanta shot for shot. Yeah, take the pace off the ball. Is that the mantra?
Well, the pick of the bowlers was Rajbanji. I mean, they could barely hit him off the square. His variation of pace is quite exceptional.
Well, this is also the second highest score in the power play in the tournament, 71 for no loss. Pokhara got 80 against Lumbini Lions in the league matches. That was 80 runs on the board in the first 6. So for a final, big final, chasing a steep score, this is a remarkable effort by the Bolts.
I'll give you a statistic though. Out of the 13 highest scores, inning scores in the tournament, the Bolts aren't even in that lineup. This is way and beyond their highest total that they would be achieving here if they chase this down.
Yes, they've been a side that has been found wanting with their batting, particularly on top, and with Anil Shah getting injured, a reshuffle on top didn't really help their cause. Milanta has finally got into groove. A lot of changes in the field here for the left-handed batter in the middle. With the ball coming into him, he goes off, finds the fielder.
Just can't afford to pitch it too far up, because if he does, he'll go over long on or deep mid-wicket. His length has to be perfect here.
Was that in the slot for Milanta to free his arms? Time since the last boundary, 9 HD.
He tried to free his whole body there, never mind his arms. And I think he yorked himself.
Only 2 runs in this over so far. It's been a good and a quiet one. Not so quiet, because it's a wicket and it's a big one, and it's the captain of the Janakpur Bulls. Zeb strikes in his first over. The move has worked, and this is a big opening here for the Royals.
Well, it's the right-hander that tries to take on the left-arm spinner, and he's nowhere near the pitch of it. It's a clever bit of bowling. He drags it down, he throws it wide, it finds the toe end of the bat, and Brandon McMullen in the deep barely makes a mistake. He got the runs, he's made the early breakthrough now. Asif Sheikh goes for a very well played 33. The Bolts have lost their first. They've got 73 on the board.
Yeah, from the ruckus chants to the thunderous applause, the crowd is the 12th man, driving their teams with every ounce of energy. HD. Incredible, unreal scenes here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. Surprise, surprise, a big change on top. Mohammad Mohsin played a handy innings of 13 not out to take their team to a winning position and take them across the line in one of the league games, batting in the middle order. Today he's been given a promotion in the big final.
He's not going to bring out the reverse sweep again, is he?
Your guess is as good as mine, HD. Ishan Pandey, another very fine youngster who's made a splash in this tournament. An economy under 7, 2 for 11 is best. It's been given to left-handed batters in the middle and the off-spinner. Matchups, Mr. HD.
The most used phrase or word up here in the commentary box. Does he think he got a little glove on that? Wide in the end.
This turn on offer. You could see that turn the bit as well. Encouraging signs if you're a spinner.
Just a toe end. He's got a good pair of hands. Mullen.
Yeah, you ideally want to keep pace with that asking rate. He's bowling well. Needs to be careful here, Mohsin. As a batter, you don't want to be stuck in the crease, HD, to a ball that's turning.
Well, the other thing you don't want is Milanta to lose his momentum.
Yeah. Lots happening in the middle.
Well, there is turn. And it just holds and bites, doesn't it, in the pitch.
Gets off the mark. Sun's playing hide and seek at the moment here with the clouds. He's breaking out of the clouds and coming in.
Just wonder now with this left-hander on strike. Didn't have it for 3 deliveries. Been 14 since the last boundary. He'll be getting itchy. Even though they're well ahead of the game, he'll be getting itchy.
Yeah, he's trying to pierce that offside for a while now. Fairly understandable. You want to go with the turn. I reckon something will give you. Nicely driven. Another very tidy over. Only 4 runs coming off it. So good passage of play for the Royals. They've kept things quiet. 77 for 1. It's all about nerves and momentum from here on. A good start for the Janakpur Bulls. They accumulated 71 in the first 6 overs. One of the best power plays in the tournament. Should I say second best overall. And then a wicket of Asif and things have gone a little quiet. Time since the last boundary, 16 deliveries. You need a couple of Manhattans if you're in the Janakpur Bulls.
It's the Scotsman, Brandon McMullen, with his little seamers. So they're just not willing to risk the left arm spin of Zabe against the left-handed Malanta. 7 bowlers used now.
Nicely driven. Straight to the fielder. Milanta's just trying to be a little adventurous in his crease. There's 7 bowlers used in 8 overs, HD.
Mixing and matching. All to do with left-handed, right-handed combinations, and 2 left-handers at the crease now. So for Dipendra Singh Airy, he just feels he's not going to risk bowling left-arm spin.
Yeah, that asking rate was inside 9 when Asif and Milanta were in the middle, and it's just gone over 9, a little over 9. That should not be a panic concern.
Oh, they're still ahead at the same stage, at exactly the same stage. The Royals were 71 without loss. But just remember who's still sitting with his pads on, Jimmy Neesham. So the bowlers will be saying, we need to contribute, we need to get him, we need to get us close, and then our finisher can do the job. We've left him with too much to do too often.
Yeah, he's got a good hold of this one, and that's into the crowd as well. That's Milanta in his zone, and he's building the ball extremely well this afternoon.
Again, when you don't have a huge amount of pace and when you're trying to bowl slower balls and cutters, you can't get your length that wrong, because this just sat up and said, hit me. And Milanta said, with pleasure.
With both hands, HD. As easy as it gets. And look at that. Neesham is saying, finish it off, guys. I'm happy sitting in the dugout. Smartly done. This is intelligent cricket. Using the pace, opening the face of the bat, and accessing the gap as well. 10 runs in the last 2 deliveries. Another good over here.
He's got the bit between the teeth now, Milanta. Just guided. 2 men there. 2 men behind point. Too big a gap for that man. Through the eye of a needle.
Yeah, just trying to derail the concentration of the bowler as well, trying to pull out a switch hit and then aborting that shot at the very end and playing your conventional cricket. Milanta is just playing a very fine brand of fearless and creative cricket in the middle. steep chase. Yeah, but they've done well so far. "13 runs of over number 9. Another productive one here for the Bolts. They're looking and sitting pretty at 90 for 1 after 9. This is a wonderful start, and that's a wonderful looking car as well. The Omoda Jeku, the fastest growing brand in the world. We've had some umpteen rides in Nepal, smooth, seamless, and guess what? This is going to someone today after this final game. Who will be driving it around Nepal and this ground? Who will walk away with a beautiful Omoda Jeku? What an innings this man has played. He looks strong, looks good. Reaches another 50. He got one in the very first game for the Bolts, and now in the final. The dugout stands up in admiration and adoration, and Milanta has been a picture of focus and concentration in the middle. He's got some bat on it, and it's enough to clear the field at long off. It's raining sixes here, and the Janakpur Bolts are looking very dangerous in the middle.
Siddhartha Bank 6 sent in to do this job. Mohsin, not to mess. Siddhartha Bank 6 sent in to do this job. Mohsin, not to mess around. They've got batters that they've pushed down the order. They've sent him up the order to do exactly that.
Yeah, drags his shot. Yeah, ideally, he's been sent with the role, as you rightly pointed out, HD. And so far, he's done well.
Can't believe this, really. I mean, the Bolts have stumbled their way into this final. They've looked quite incredible today from about over 12 onwards. With the ball, they were put to the sword early on, but then they fought their way back. Now with the bat, those who lit up the competition in the opening few games and then went quiet, will they back again?
Oh, that's a poor delivery, and that's been put away as well. This is easy pickings for a man batting on his 50. Janakpur Bolts breached the 100-run mark as well, courtesy that 6. And it's all going one way at the moment, as the Bolts are taking full control of this game.
Wow, is that not close to a no ball? This is very, very tight, above waist height.
You're very lucky to get away with if you're a bowler. You can sense Dipendra Singh Airi also is feeling the heat in chilly conditions out here. Ishan has conceded 14 in his first 4. Janakpur Bolts have moved to 104 with 9 wickets in hand. They need 81 and 62 now. They've got quick runs in the middle. Nicely done.
It's theirs for the taking now. We've reached that sort of situation where the required run rate is under 8. Now they need to be smart. Milanta can knock those full tosses out the ground. He can hit the occasional half volley for 4, but he holds the trophy. He's got one hand on it. But we've seen some strange and hysterical things happen here.
Got him! Talk about strange and hysterical things. And look at Milanta at the other end. Why, my dear friend, why? Against the run of play. Ishan strikes. Mohsin has to depart. And once again, this game's in the balance.
On the stroke of drinks, it happens so often. Well, we all have to understand that Mohamed Mohsen was sent in to play strokes like this, except he was meant to hit them out the ground. Ishpandi, the man for a crisis, has struck. Mohamed Mohsen goes for 9. The Bolts 105 for 2 at drinks.
Well, you couldn't have dreamt it if you tried. After 32 matches, the most perfect weather, glorious scenes all throughout the tournament, unforgettable moments. It all comes down to the final 10 overs and where the beautiful new trophy for this inaugural NPL, whether it will go west or east, still very much undecided. Maybe Janakpur hold the edge, certainly, but with the batting troubles that they've had throughout the tournament and an over-reliance upon Jimmy Neesham, this game is not done by a long shot, as Ishan Pandey took us to the drinks break with a wicket. And finally, we'll see Harsh Thacker come to the crease, drop down to number 4. Actually, his usual slot of number 4, Mohamed Mohsen it was promoted up to number 3. It's had a reasonable tournament. The runs he's got have not come quickly, but Neesham's come in and applied the finishing touches after he's done the hard work. And finally, we're going to see left arm spin turn to again, as Saif Zaid, one of the 2 wicket takers, will return. Malantha 57 not out. Looking very good indeed, as I've got Manali Patel alongside me again. For all money, you would say this is Janakpur's game to lose, but I think we will have more than a few twists over the next little while, including this one.
Right out of the ground, the off stump. Tried to throw the absolute kitchen sink at this. Ishan Pandey smart, very full, very straight. And a breakthrough that they needed desperately, the Royals. The headache for them, though, is Malantha, 58 off 34 and still out in the middle.
Just dash a quick single. Don't know if you caught Lahiru Malantha's reaction at the non-striker's end. He could not believe what he'd just seen from Mohamed Mohsen, because the over had gone for plenty, including the big 6 that Malantha dispatched off the full toss, the juiciest of full tosses. I actually thought he was signalling for a no, but he was going, what are you doing? He was pleading with Mohamed Mohsen, saying we've got complete control. Now you've just given a window. It's a tiny window back into the game by gifting them a wicket. Smoked, and smoked right up onto the VIP balcony. 6 more.
Absolutely smoked this one, and no surprise, he wants the strike. He's asked Harsh Thacker to get him on strike twice. Stole this last run, and this has been put away into the stands. Saif Ali Zaid just a tad too short. And he played with the spin as this went some distance. Nearly took out the Amoda there.
It's actually gone into the practice pitches. I thought it was onto the VIP balcony. It was over it. Oh, what a strike. It was a friendly delivery. Slower through the air, dragged down, and that ball could be a while coming back. Pressure, big pressure on Zaid. Surprised that delivery was bowled because the DJ didn't notice the ball coming back and the tunes have just kept going. Great credit to Malantha. I think most batters would have pulled away there. Shows how in the zone he is.
He is in the zone. Absolutely in the zone. I mean, everything's coming right out of the middle of the bat. And he doesn't want to waste time because we've spoken about momentum and it's going his way right now. He wants to keep going.
The only thing Harsh Thakur cannot afford is a glut of dots. If he gets 10 off 10, 12 off 12, that's fine with the way Malantha's going. You don't want to just reopen the required run rate conversation. It's under 8, remarkably. That's going to help. It'll be a couple, and we'll get Malantha back on to strike. It's another good over for the Bolts. They're in full control. It's 116 for 2. Well, doesn't that paint a picture? The split screen tells you all you need to know about which team is happier with their position right now. You can never rule out the Royals. They've only lost 1 game all season. That was to Chitwan. And Dipender Singh Airi says, give me the ball. I need to change this game. And change it he may have. He goes after it himself and puts it down. Of all the fielders in Nepal, you'd want it underneath it. It's this man. Maybe it shouldn't have been his catch. It should have been Harmeet Singh's. Tiger said it's mine, and it goes to ground.
There are an awful lot of things going the Bolts' way, and he can breathe. Malantha's played so well so far. Just checked it at the very end. The ball never came early in it. Popped up an easy one. It is through the hands. 9 out of 9, 10 out of 10, he would have taken it. But in the finals, this one goes down. How expensive is this going to be?
And how many times have we seen this? The drop is followed by a maximum. A stamp of authority from Harsh Thakur and a kick of the turf in frustration from Dipender Singh Airi.
Now this is the Harsh Thakur that we know. This is the Harsh Thakur we've seen. And he's finally showed up today. Down the ground, in total control of it. And it goes a long way.
These are by a distance the most difficult catches you'll take in cricket. Running over your shoulder. Add into that the fact that he is the bowler himself. There's almost nobody in the world who's going to get there off his own bowling like Dipender Singh Airi did. I thought Harmeet Singh had a real chance in it, but having done all the hard work by his standards, he'll be disappointed it burst through his fingers. Is that the match? Is that the game-changing moment? Has the trophy slipped through Airi's hands?
Well, this is intelligent batting from the two. They got the 6, they're rotating the strike while they're working the gaps at the moment. And he is really channeled in right now. Lahiri Malantha, 67 off 38 deliveries.
You just sense as though that could have been the moment. It would have been the big one of Malantha, I've no doubt. Neesham would have walked in. Get Neesham, then you might get the game as well. Instead, it's 10 off the over. It's not the wicket that maybe Iree deserved, but he's nobody to blame but himself. 12 have been bowled, 126 for 2. Well, these two have track record at producing the goods for their team. Both Malantha and Thacker's effort, and indeed Carell and House's, came against the Biratnagar Kings. They don't need 116 today, they only need 59 more. If they put on 50 plus, the game will be dust for the Royals, as finally Harmeet Singh is called back into the attack. SUDHURPASCHIM need a wicket, they need it now. And so nearly they get it, just didn't carry. That's not a chance. Falls maybe a yard and a half in front of Dipender Singh Arena. This is in the previous over. I can promise you there's probably not another bowler in the world who would have got there off his own bowling. He's made, what, 20 yards, 25. But ultimately it went to ground, and Malantha channels his inner Virat Kohli, those iconic shots from 2016, falling to his knees. Not in celebration, but in relief.
Harmeet Singh continuing to be as economical as he can. He hasn't picked up a wicket yet, but just the 8 runs. And in the grand scheme of things, he's been quiet when we compare it to the other bowlers.
That's a poor delivery for someone who's had such a good tournament. It just says, hit me. Malantha into the 70s. He disappeared in the middle of the tournament. He's back with a bang now, isn't he?
Oh, and what a time to come back. Right when it matters. Harmeet Singh a bit too straight and helped all the way. 4 runs picked up, and Malantha, I mean, how good has he been today?
Feigns going to the offside, instead hits into the leg. Pick up 2 more. Great athleticism shown by Malantha.
I think this is also the first time that we've seen the Royals under this sort of pressure. They've dominated every game so well. They've always been in control in the field. The fielding has been sharp. The bowlers generally have found their line and length. And today, thanks to bowling to the Malanthas of this side from the bowls, it's been very difficult. Does use that crease well as well. Tries to change the lengths for himself.
Well, they panicked, haven't they? In one of the game they lost, that was to the Chitwan Rhinos by 33 runs, and it was in a completely different set of scenarios. They panicked in the chase that time. When Iree got out, the rest of them folded away. Today, Iree has gone the distance with the ball. 3 overs, none for 38. The man who many were talking about as being a player of the tournament has had his worst game at the worst possible time. Unless he can produce some piece of magic and fast, this game is slipping through the Royals' fingers. Bolts 135 for 2. well, a huge discussion amongst half a dozen plus Royals players, all about who's going to bowl. Naren Soud, who was a 5-wicket haul in this competition, is yet to bowl today. Harmeet Singh's bowled his first really expensive over of the tournament. Scott Kugelheim has gone round the park at 14 and over. Irie's going at 13 and over. Right now, this is like a boxer staggering around the ring, not knowing which way to turn.
You can see it on their faces, you can see it in the body language. There's stress out there for the Royals. They didn't expect to find themselves in this situation, not after piling on all the runs that they did, 184 in that first innings. And we've never seen their fans this dejected. They need a breakthrough if they're to stay in this game, and they need it quick. And in fact, the breakthrough has to be that of Milantha, who's 74 off 41. Just 50 from 42 in a T20 when you've still got plenty of wickets in hand is not a hard task. I suppose it only comes down to whether the Bolts batters, the rest of them, can find some runs today, if needed.
For me, it comes back to the thing we've spoken about again and again in this tournament, matchups, and how we all feel it's being overplayed. You've got to bowl your best bowlers. Naren Soud is surely one of the Royals' best bowlers, the under-19 star. Due respect to Ishan Pandey, I know he got that wicket. He's not one of their best bowlers. The only reason he bowled his off breaks was because there was 2 left-handers at the crease. Irie's bowled his 3 very expensively. Then Mike, the subfielder, just running a change of baton for Milantha. It'll be talked about again and again in the analysis post this match and post this tournament. I think far too often they've refused to bowl the left-arm spinners to the left-handers for not necessarily good reason. I know there's data behind it, I know there's science. Gotta bowl your best bowlers, it's that simple for me. It's a clinic, it's an exhibition, it's a virtuoso left-handed performance for the Bolts, and this time it's not Jimmy Neesham, it's Leheru Milantha.
Absolute class, and the Bolts fans are on their feet. The hands through that ball, the eyes on the ball, the balance doesn't get any better than that. And he's picking the gaps as he wishes.
Go back to play the game, not the occasion. This cauldron, this amphitheatre, this historic ground, and the atmosphere that none of us who are here, whether up here, on the ground, or in the grass banks, or on the grass banks, it's got to them. Milantha's got his best score of the tournament. He started well, he may finish even better, just when it mattered most. 2 sold-out crowds. Milantha has stood up tall for the Bolts.
And in favour of the Bolts, Harsh Tucker also seems to be a lot more positive in the middle. Playing his natural game, 14 off 12. He's smoked 1 for 6. There will still be some nerves in that dugout. They know that they're close. They don't want to mess it up from here on. It's 43 from 38.
Unbelievable. Just when it matters most, you want players like Leheru Milantha in your team. He's into the 80s.
What a shot this is. He's lapped it for 4. He's all over the bowlers, playing with them, toying with them. There's no fielder in the deep. He knew he had a gap there and he picks it perfectly. Now just 39 off 37. We knew this was going to be a run fest. The pitch said it was going to be a run fest. And it's definitely turning out to be one.
intelligent batting. Gets the boundary, gets the single, keeps the strike. The Bolts could cruise home from here. It's 147 for 2. Top of the charts. I won't lie, Lahiru Malanthe came in for a little criticism through the end of the group stages, and even in those crunch playoff games, he just went missing a bit. But just when it's mattered most, how he has stood up. And he's now top of the charts. He will end as the leading run scorer. He'd love to have 300 plus next to his name. He would love the tournament's second century, ideally unbeaten next to his name. He's been exceptional. He's guiding the Bolts home.
And with all of that, he would love to pick up the trophy at the end of the tournament.
Even the miss hit's going his way now. And all of a sudden, there's a hush from the Royals fans. They don't know where to turn or look.
Well, they just look so dejected, the Royals fielders. Right on the toe. And everything's coming out of that middle. God, the toe hurts. It really hurts.
Chip towards long on. Put down! It's gone for 6 as well. And of all people, it's Brandon McMullen. It sums the Royals' day up. The cup has slipped through their hands.
Harmeet Singh's going to be frustrated. One-handed, he had sliced it off the bat. He should have taken it. He was inside the rope as well. Instead, he chooses to volley it over. 6 runs picked up.
This game is gone. It's gone for the Royals unless something remarkable happens. They can literally knock it around and canter home in the 19th or the 20th now. Every small thing is gone against the Royals. I think they've panicked. And if you want to see the embodiment of panic there, it wasn't the easiest of chances. That trophy to his left. Don't think it's going to be heading west.
It's really not going their way at the moment for the Royals. 6 wides. 6 free runs, 6 extra deliveries.
Both batters at the crease now dropped. Oh, we see incredible, sometimes ludicrous things at this ground. I cannot see how the Bolts lose it from here. They're in such control. Jimmy Neesham to come.
Surely they would sail home from here, but cricket's a funny game.
Well, they've panicked. I'm sorry. When Harmeet Singh is bowling a delivery like that, you know that collectively they've just lost it. I think it's come off an edge, given his runs. But, well, that was a speculative piece of bowling, to say the least.
Missing the radar. It's off the foot. I'm sure he won't mind the 2 runs going to him, Harsh Tucker.
They won't mind how they come for the Bolts. They only need 26. What a remarkable final we've been treated to. It's over to H.D. Ackerman and Mikael Viswani to bring you home. 159 for 2.
Well, well, well. Jimmy Neesham in the dugout, and it's Milanta magic and the resilience of Thakur, and they're taking the Bowls to a famous win here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. What energy! 26 of 30, HD Ackerman alongside me. It's a one. Bowls need 19 of 27 as Jimmy Neesham makes his way to the middle. He's done the heavy lifting all through this tournament, and once again he'll be eager to put up a tidy finish, apply the finishing touches and walk back victorious as champions. At the other end, Thakur once again has played a very, very matured innings.
He's had a good tournament, hasn't he? Thakur, 24 from 17, but it's the wickets that he's contributed, some runs as well. Come on, Jimmy, entertain.
Gets off the mark, and that's a shot of a man in good touch. Yeah, the fielders have been made to work this afternoon. Yeah, but a good break for Kuggelein and the Royals.
Simple catch for Scott Kuggelein. Now takes him level with Rajbanji. He's the highest wicket taker in the tournament, but I'm afraid the afternoon belongs to Milanta.
And that's what he'll do. He knows his job. Doesn't need to bring out the big hits. They just want to get home and celebrate.
Big Jimmy Neesham nudging and nurdling their way to victory. I don't know so much. I think if a spinner bowls to him and he fancies it, he'll want to give these people that have come to this ground something to cheer about.
Got to give it to the fans as well. The air is electric and excitement infectious as well. Not just today, all through the last 18 game days. A poor bowling. That'll be 5 wides again. Giving it away, the Royals at the moment. And Bowls are getting home without breaking a sweat at the moment. Yeah, 5 wides. 11 of 25. HD, the writing's on the wall, looks like.
They're gone. They're absolutely gone. 16 wides already, 18 extras. Too many for a final.
Cut away. Straight to Harmeet Singh. Another expensive over here. 15 runs coming off over number 16. The Bowls need 11 and 24. It's 174 for 3. Yeah, the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium is a cauldron of noise, a kaleidoscope of colour and a sea of frenzied fans. And there you can see it on your screens as well. We've had massive turnout, massive support and loyal devotion as well for their respective teams. Cricket is a winner. Nepal cricket has captured the imagination and amplified its cricket world over with season 1 of NPL. That's not the Jimmy Neesham we know, HD.
Well, it's Harsh Thakur's job to finish it clinically. It's Jimmy Neesham's job to finish it in style. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Thakur gives him the strike here, because I think Neesham has a bone to pick with Dipendra Singh Airee. Aries dismissed him earlier on in the tournament, and there was all sorts of gymnastics that went on. And Neesham has an opportunity here. Right, he'll have the strike. I know where my money is. I think the New Zealander wants to finish it this over and do a cartwheel for himself.
Well, be rest assured, every Janakpur Bowl supporter will be doing a cartwheel, and so will the dugout as well. Yeah, he's in no hurry. Lost both the encounters against the same team, SUDHURPASCHIM Royals, and what a way. Come back. He can take all his time here.
He's waiting for the right ball. That's what he's looking for. Just the right one in his area.
Yeah, what a turnaround of events. Bowls lost the toss, were playing catch-up. 184 is what the Royals got. They've lost the previous two outings against the same team. And in a steep chase, the Royals... He's got through him. What a delivery. Yes, it's a muted celebration at the moment, but Neesham will have to walk back. Right through him underneath his bat. Dipendra Airi strikes to give away only 2 in the 17th over and taking the big wicket. It's 176 for 4.
He's done enough, Jimmy Neesham, to get them to this position. It's up to the others now to win it. Dipendra Airi has Jimmy Neesham's number once more. But the big New Zealander has had a fabulous tournament, particularly with bat in hand. There's been some big, powerful strikes, and it's sad to see him go. Neesham goes for 4. The Bolts 176 for 4.
Big man Neesham back in the dugout, but has it all come a little too late for the Royals is the big question. You didn't see a big celebration coming out of Airi after striking as well. 9 of 18 without breaking a sweat, without much fuss. The bowls can reach home. Akash Tripathi walks out and he knows his job as well. Yeah, I just wonder what's going on in the mind of Harsh Thakur at the moment, HD.
He's got a simple job. Simple job. He has to be there and finish it off for them. The equation is a simple one, but it needs a batter to do the job.
Yeah, that's more like it. That's in the gap as well. Work to do for the fielder. Does well to get around it and keep it to 2. Make that 7 now in 16. You can sense the buzz in the crowd at the moment. You can sense a feeling as well.
It's the slider. No big spinning off break. Just one that goes straight on.
Yeah, you got to pitch it up rather. What an event this has been. What a tournament. 18 match days, 32 matches, HD. We've seen it all.
It's been brilliant. You know, the people of Nepal, all those involved in putting this together, can be so proud. Every single player, particularly the overseas players, have been blown away by this tournament, and fitting that the 2 best sides play in the final. They've been the most consistent during the group stages, and they've provided us with a spectacle here on the final day of this NPL Season 1.
Oh yes, and a big shout out to everybody part of this magnificent festival here in Nepal. Season 1, the fans, the association, the stakeholders, the owners, the production, the camera persons, the curators. Everyone's played a little part in the huge success of what has been a global event. One strike away from history. Oh, this was a beautiful delivery. Slow through the air, turned as well. Tripathi absolutely clueless.
His height. Gee, this spins. Turns. He said missing off stump. I think he's got that spot on.
And the match officials as well, the umpires. What an outing they've had all through the 18 match days as well. Wow. Nicely fielded. He's put his body behind the line. That would have been 4. Very lucky to get away Harmeet. Make that 5 and 12 now. 4 runs coming off 18th over. It's 180 for 4. Welcome back. Well, this is a sight to behold, and I'll tell you what, Nepal's warm and welcoming people with infectious smiles and generous hospitality has made us all feel like guests in their homes. Well, a big pat on the back for all the fans in Nepal Cricket HD. They've been the 12th man quite literally.
Yeah, they've made the tournament. They have made the tournament. I know there's been a lot of hard work behind the scenes, but what has put this on the global map of cricketing tournaments has been the fans.
Zeb to Tripathi. Yeah, they're trying everything at the moment. Just wonder how they're going to get these 5 runs from here.
They'll want to do it in this over. They don't want to go into the last over needing 2 because, well, can there be any more drama? Surely it gets finished in these 5 deliveries.
Yeah, that's more like it. Get Thakur on strike. 4 in 10. The crowd's on their feet. Don't be surprised. The anticipation in the Bolts dugout as well. That's the Bolts army over there. This is high up in the air. 2 fielders getting underneath, drops right in between, and they'll only get a single. Well, Thakur did go for glory there.
It's just not their day. It's just not their day, the Royals. The ball has bounced between fielders on numerous occasions here this afternoon. And this time it's Harsh Thakur that gets away with it. He wants to finish it with 1 blow.
You don't want to do that to Irie. A ricochet off the stumps, that'll be referred upstairs. I reckon Tripathi was safe.
Harsh Thakur's done so well. He's probably just saying, what are you thinking? Oh, hello. Oh, he's short. He is surely short. Bail off there. Surely the bail's off there. You take a single to Dipendra Singh Arie and your afternoon is finished.
You dare running when Irie is there inside the 30-yard circle. How fast he generates space in the middle to inflict a run out as well. Tripathi has to walk back. The inevitable is delayed for the bowls at the moment. He walks back for 2. It's 182 for 5. You can see Sher Malla, they're having a discussion with coach Pubudu Dasnaike. Sher Malla got that winning hit in the last game that took them into the final and qualifier 2 against the Yaks. Mayan Yadav walks out, only 3 needed in 8 deliveries. 1 foot across the finishing line here for the Bolts, but they're refusing to take that second foot.
Yeah, there's some nervousness in the dugout. There's nerves in the middle. The Royals can make that work to their advantage. They'll be squeezing in on the single. Harsh Thakur won't want to take any more risks. He'll want the strike for the final over. Oh, it's going to go to the final over, isn't it? Thakur's going to hit it in the end. We can have a humdinger.
Oh dear. Spare a thought for Mayan Yadav, who's walked out. Pressure everywhere, nervous energy. HD smiling.
Well, I can see a dot. I can see a dot here. And I can see Harsh Thakur trying to finish it in one blow. And getting out. Oh.
It is. It's a dot indeed. 3 needed in the final over. It's 182 for 5. Into the final over, the finals reaching a stage where the Bolts now need 3 from 6 and we're into the final over in a high-scoring game. We've seen it all in season 1 of the NPL. A 1-run win, a 1-wicket win, a super over, a century, 5 fours, and now another photo finish in the big final, HD.
What about a wicket off the first ball here? Mikhail, Harsh Thakur is going to try and finish it in one shot. I'm telling you. And he could risk getting out. He could be a hero with 1 stroke. Yeah, no one can look, because who would have thought that we've got to the final over?
Yeah, it was all looking so easy at one stage for the Bolts. Naren Saud has been asked to bowl the final over. He's the 8th bowling option here. They have a lot of options still left, but they go for Saud. He has 5 for 19, and he'll be bowling to Harsh Thakur. 1 strike away, the Bolts from being crowned champions of NPL Season 1. All happening here. Here we go. Yeah, he gets a single. Make that 2 in 5. They're getting closer to a special moment here. Wow. They're seeing the final 4 deliveries, 5 deliveries of NPL Season 1. And a big shout out to everyone out here. It's been a festival of the Himalayas, quite literally a celebration in Nepal. HD. And it has had all of us on our feet, glued to the games, the quality of cricket. Yeah, this is the winning moment as well for the Janakpur Bolts. They create history. They emerge champions of NPL Season 1. and they've etched their names in the annals of history, forever remembered as the gold standard of achievement. The players run onto the field, and the bold synergy is a marvel to behold, with each member a vital cog in a well-oiled machine that churned out victories with ease. Congratulations, Janakpur Bowls.
But doesn't matter who wins or loses.
Came in as underdogs against a side that they'd played twice and lost to twice comprehensively.